This is 69 News Live at Sunrise. Your life, your world, your news. 69 News Live at Sunrise starts now.
Good morning. I'm Jaciel, Cordoba.
And I'm Tannery. It's now 5:30, and we'll bring you more on today's top stories in just a moment. But first, the forecast.
WFMZ meteorologist Matt Broderick is in the Weather Center. Good morning, Matt.
All right, guys. Good morning here on a Wednesday. Get you started here on a pretty wintry note, and it is all snow for most of the area at this point. We are starting to make that transition now in the very southern sections of the viewing area. York has changed to freezing rain. Philadelphia has changed to freezing rain. But the rest of us, look at all of this blue, which continues to affect eastern Pennsylvania and west New Jersey. Now, you can see where that pink line is. It is making progress toward the north and the east. But right now, everybody in that snow. I want to point out one other thing. Notice the break in the action, say, from central West Virginia south into Virginia and North Carolina. That's going to be a very close call as far as whether we see a break in the action for a time late this morning and into the afternoon. That is a possibility that things quiet down for a while before that next batch out toward Kentucky and Tennessee starts to move back in our direction. So several things that we're watching here for now. It is a snow event. You can see every county for the most part, except the very southern sections are seeing snow, and it is coming down at a pretty good clip, especially in the northern sections. Also parts of Bucks and Montgomery County, we've seen some moderate to heavy snow, and at least at times during the overnight period, parts of the Lehigh Valley and Berks County also the same thing. As far as our timeline is concerned, for now, snow. Mid and late morning, we will see sleet and freezing rain develop, and then we could very well see a lull in the action. Not a guarantee, but things may quiet down for a bit. Afternoon, it's a possibility that we actually see plain rain or ice continue through that time. So we'll keep an eye on things. Right now, a couple of inches on the ground. Looks like we may add a couple more before things are all said and done. Full forecast in a few minutes. Now, a first check on those roadways. Here is Rick Edwards in the traffic center. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, Matt. Hi, everybody. The traffic is brought to us by the State Theater in Easton. We have snow. We have lots of it, and it's a slow go for you this morning. Add about 15, 20 minutes to your ride because you'll need it. You get stuck behind a snowplow. You have to just creep along, and thank goodness for them. There's just not enough of them to keep those roads clean. The snowplows are out on the major highways and secondary roads, so you'll see some of those vehicles running by. Give them plenty of room, and of course extra caution and extra travel time is what you're going to need. As we flip through our PennDot cameras and get on the major highways, 22 snow-packed, except of course where the plows have run, so they are making their rounds. You'll have to just be patient and add extra travel time. In the city of Allentown, we have reports of a lot of the hilly intersections have the flashing traffic lights going, red on one side, yellow on the other. Ridge and Gordon, 2nd and Gordon, mainly 4th Street, and then Tillman Street through town. Any place where there's a hilly intersection, you're going to see those flashing lights. There goes a train of vehicles. Right down 22 past 15th Street, clearing the roadway for you. Interstate 78 runs without accidents. That's the deal. We have no accidents, no unusual delays, because the traffic volume just now building, very light everywhere you go through Allentown, Bethlehem, and Easton. No problems in and out of Jersey. Berks County, we have fire department activity on Penn Avenue. This is in Sinking Spring near Kokoozing Avenue, so you'll see apparatus rolling over there, but no accidents reported around Reading or out in Berks County. The traffic is brought to you by the State Theater in Easton. Call 1-800-999-STATE or visit statetheater.org. Downstairs now to Jaciel and Eve.
Thank you, Rick. Here we go again, but this time we're dealing with more snow than ice, at least for now.
WFMZ meteorologist Mark Shanaberger is joining us live this morning from Allentown to tell us how things are moving out there. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, guys, and good morning, everyone. This is the real deal out here today. The roads snow-covered, traffic moving very slowly. As Rick mentioned, the road crews, they're out in full force, but as he mentioned, just not able to keep up with the roads at this hour. And there's Lehigh Street directly behind me. We're standing here at the Perkins on Lehigh Street in Allentown, and you can see the roadways very snow covered at this hour. The traffic moving very slowly. I was traveling down to the Perkins at about 5 miles an hour. Nobody passed me the whole way down here. So traffic moving very, very slowly today. Now, as far as the traffic goes earlier today and some of the road crews out on the roadways earlier today, take a look at this and you can see some of those road crews out. This is shot by Joel Williams our photojournalist, and you can see some of that action going on earlier today. But as far as the roads go, the travel goes, it's very, very slow. The snow coming down at a very good clip at this hour, and as Matt mentioned, it is expected to continue here through at least the mid-morning hours, possibly late morning hours across the northern part of our viewing area. So you want to take your time, give yourself plenty of time, at least double that time to get to wherever you're going this morning. And throughout the day, I expect that the road conditions will remain pretty treacherous. So please be careful if you are headed out. Let's go back inside the studio live from Lehigh Street in Allentown. I'm WFMZ meteorologist Mark Shanaberger.
All right, Mark, thanks for the update. Well, the wintry weather is also creating challenges for folks navigating the roads in Berks County.
WFMZ's Joel D. Smith is live in Muhlenberg Township with a look at how things are going. Good morning, Joel.
Good morning to you guys, and good timing for you guys, too. Here's one of the trucks right here treating the roads as we speak. We are in Muhlenberg Township. That's one of the Muhlenberg trucks. We're also very close to the PennDot headquarters here down Fifth Street Highway, another about a mile or two this way. So the roads here, as you might imagine, treated very consistently, and traffic is moving. We never recommend anybody really go out on the roads on days like this when it's been coming down. But if you have to get to work, do something like that. These roads are passable. They haven't seen any spin-outs, and they've been treated a lot, so the stuff really is ground up. It's more of a slushy type mix rather than anything real icy or treacherous. But speaking of ice, over the last half hour, we have seen a change. Mostly sleet coming down right now instead of snow. How bad does it really look on the roads? Well, let's take a look at some video we shot a little bit earlier on our way in today. That was coming from downtown Reading out here to Muhlenberg Township. Now, like I said, it is passable. We were going, about safe 15, 20 miles an hour when it got to that point. So we were able to see that the road is passable in that time frame. I drove in a little bit from the Crown Hotel in Wyomissing. It took me about 15 minutes to get to downtown Reading to where our offices are, and then another maybe 10 to 15 minutes to come out here. So if you have to be out there, the roads are passable so far. Keep it slow. We have some aggressive drivers out here that are a little bit too confident in their abilities, but we haven't seen any wrecks or anything like that. But once again, we are to sleet. I talked to PennDOT a little bit ago. They said if it stays sleet for a decent amount of time, it will change their aggressive approach to this too. They have 60 trucks out right now, including all their auxiliary trucks. They will have to go more to dropping more material rather than just plowing if things stay sleet. So we're in the sleet stage right now. We'll see if that lasts. But right now, roads passable. But don't go out unless you have to. I have to say that. I think it's in my contract. Anyway, we're here in Muhlenberg Township. I'm Joel D. Smith, 69 News.
Thank you, Joel. Some folks heading out of town today will also be affected by the snowstorm. Officials at Lehigh Valley International Airport say as of right now, one flight arriving from Newark and 2 others coming in from Cleveland have been canceled. 5 departing flights have also been canceled. Dozens of flights coming into and leaving from Philadelphia International Airport have been canceled.
The storm that has taken aim at our region has made several stops along the way. This is what drivers were up against in Cincinnati after nearly 9 inches of snow fell. Officials say more than 60 trucks have been working around the clock to try to keep things as safe as possible. And drivers in Indiana also had lots of trouble staying on the road. Police say they were busy responding to dozens of reports of cars sliding off the highway. 5 traffic deaths are being blamed on wintry weather throughout the Midwest. And be sure to tune into the AccuWeather channel for the latest updates on the movement of the storm. You can also keep up to date online by logging on to our website at WFMZ.com.
Shareholders from one side say
Well, storm usually means a mess for the morning commute, but a lot of folks have been waiting to see some snow.
Oh, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And we've got it for them.
Yeah. So today will be a fun day for all those kids off of school, Matt.
Well, it is for a while, guys, but again, we're going to change over to that ice. So it's either you go out when it's snowing, which is fine.
Now?
Like now. Get the kids up. Get them outside.
Morning.
Yeah, it looks like by mid-morning, and like you saw, Joel already said, it's already sleeting in parts of Berks County. So that transition is taking place in parts of the areas we expected here early this morning. Well, lots of color here on our map. Winter storm warnings for most of the area. Unbelievably, Now, again, keep in mind, Pike County is handled by Binghamton National Weather Service. They have a winter weather advisory. Not quite sure what's going on up there. In any case, most of us with the winter storm warnings in effect right through tonight, about 6 o'clock tonight or 8 o'clock in some places to the north. 60 in Mount Pocono. Now, look at temperatures. Very chilly across the region for the most part, low 20s. Harrisburg, Lancaster, both at 25. Philadelphia at 28 degrees. But, again, temperatures, surface temperatures don't necessarily matter when you're talking about precipitation types because aloft, we're starting to see some warming take place, and that's why we're starting to see a little bit of sleet mix in parts of Berks County. That's not the case yet in the Lehigh Valley. We're all snow, and we should be all snow at least for the next couple of hours before we start to make that transition over to the sleet and the freezing rain. So right now, a lot of blue on the map, most of us seeing snow. Those of you in the southern sections are starting to see the ice. And again, this is what I was talking about before. This is a very close call as to whether this actual little dry slot, we'll call it, can move into the area at some point later this morning. That's a possibility that we see things taper for a bit before that next batch starts to come in during the afternoon hours. So that'll be something that we keep an eye on. For now, notice here a lot of blue on the map, some of this pink. York is now freezing rain. Most of Delaware, Maryland, certainly Philadelphia now has gone over to freezing rain. Some of that sleet mixing in the southern parts of the area, including parts of Berks County. So this will continue to move in this direction. So snow over the next couple of hours. Of course, those of you in the northern parts of the area will see the transition last. Those of you in the Poconos, matter of fact, those of you in the northern Poconos may just see some ice pellets at times mixing in. But snow right now, here's what we expect. 6+ for those of you where it's going to take a long time for that transition to take place. A lot of the area, though, 3 to 6 inches, except for the southern sections. And again, some of you are already at 3 inches. Matter of fact, many places at 2, 3, or 4 inches of snow, at least as of right now. So 3 to 6 seems to be a pretty good call. That low continues to move away. Again, it's a possibility here that we, number one, see a little bit of a lull in the action for a few hours. Then, as that next batch comes in, temperatures could be near or perhaps above the freezing mark. So when that next batch comes in this afternoon, it will be either ice, meaning freezing rain, or perhaps just plain rain. That's a possibility if we can get above that freezing mark. So the worst time of it will be now here during the morning hours to around midday. And then that next batch will come in. That could be some more ice and some freezing rain, or perhaps just plain rain if we can get above freezing. That would be nice if we could get above freezing during the afternoon. So we'll keep an eye on it. For now, snow changes to ice. Now, a couple more hours of snow for a lot of the area. Some of you are starting to make that transition. It will become breezy. Ice and perhaps plain rain this afternoon across the region tonight. Here's the deal. It will end as a wintry mix, perhaps as a little bit of snow once again. Probably no additional accumulation. Could be a quick coating, but anything left wet on the roads, we will certainly have an opportunity for that to refreeze quickly. So count on some slippery spots on the roads tonight as temperatures plummet back down into the low 20s. We will see partial clearing, much quieter. Thursday, partly sunny, 34. I think with the next clipper, there could be a flurry or a snow shower on Friday, but that doesn't look like a big deal. Saturday, Sunday looking fine, and hey, it is Groundhog Day on Monday with a chance of some flurries. Even Jaciel, back over to you.
WFMZ's Joel D. Smith has already ventured out this morning, and he's standing by live in Muhlenberg Township with an update on how things are going there. Good morning, Joel.
Good morning, Eve. You know, our adventure started with snow this morning when we got out here around 4:30, 5 o'clock, but we've now hit the sleet zone for the last half hour or so. Sleet pelleting down at us, and I'm getting a nice gentle glaze on my microphone right here. Let's see how much snow we had a little bit ago before this ice started coming on top of things. Taking a deep step in right here. We'll call that 3 or 4. Just eyeing it up here in Muhlenberg Township. We're near Bellevue Drive, just to give you an idea, Bellevue Avenue here at the Sheets. And let's take a look at the road right here. Now remember, this is a well-treated road here in Muhlenberg Township because we're very close to the PennDot headquarters. So we are seeing some pavement right now. That wasn't the case last time we checked in about a half hour ago. So traffic moving pretty good here. Remember, though, that's not indicative of every place in Berks County, and certainly the secondary roads have not been treated nearly as well as this one. Now, a little earlier today, we ran into Domingo Garcia on our way into this location. This was in downtown Reading. He was doing some shoveling of his driveway this morning. Pretty easy to move this snow. Very light snow compared to the heavy stuff that we've seen sometimes. He was glad that the snow finally came, but in essence, he's got a question, a couple of them, that many of us are asking ourselves this morning. Can I get into work, and how do the roads look?
They do pretty good. Okay. Should be a little bit earlier, but, you know, clean more.
Okay. So you think you'll go?
I don't know. I'm going to call my coworker and see if he's going. He has a 4x4.
Okay.
I'm not going. If not, I won't go.
Always a good strategy. Call those coworkers. See if they're going into work, and if you can put it off, if they've done that as well, maybe that's the way to go. Obviously, if you don't have to go into work, good day to call off. Stay home with the kids, have some fun. We assume a lot of those school closings coming today as well. But out here right now, not too bad on 5th Street Highway. We have to clarify here in Muhlenberg Township. This is passable, but we are getting some sleet right now. And I talked to PennDot earlier. All 60 trucks, this includes the auxiliary trucks, the routed trucks, their group of trucks that are always out. They're out right now in full blast. Has been that way since late last night. They said if it stays with this sleet for a good period of time, they'll have to change their strategy. Much more material on the ground to keep things moving rather than just the straight plowing. So they're doing the best they can, and at least on this road, looking very good. We're live in Muhlenberg Township. I'm Joel D. Smith, 69 News.
All right, thanks so much, Joel. Well, commuters in the Lehigh Valley are also facing some extra drive time this morning thanks to the winter storm.
WFMZ meteorologist Mark Shanaberger is joining us from Allentown with the latest on the situation there. Mark?
Guys, we're live at the Perkins on Lehigh Street in Allentown, and as you can see behind me, traffic is moving. The roads are passable, but there is a lot of snow on them, and it is a very slow commute this morning so far for most of the traffic. You can see them moving at about 10 to 15 miles an hour, so not even getting up to the speed limit. The traffic, very, very slow. The roads are snow covered. We have seen a transition just recently, now some sleet mixing in, and I don't know if you can hear that, but it is pelting off the microphone a little bit, so it has made that transition. It's also started to get a little bit windier out here, so feeling kind of cold this morning, but as far as the roadways go, they are still passable. Now let's take a look at some of the video our photojournalist shot earlier this morning, and you can see that some of the roadways, they were impassable at times this morning. The road crews, they are out. You can see some of the road crews right there out working on the roadways, and they're out pretty actively this morning. We've seen plenty of road crews out here, whether it be in parking lots or on the roads themselves. We've seen a lot of plow trucks out here, so they're out here, they're working. It's coming down so fast, though, they're having trouble keeping up with it. So if you do have to head out this morning, give yourself plenty of time. A good judgment would probably give yourself twice as much time as it would normally take you to get to school or work if you do have school or work this morning. But please take your time. Live from the Allentown Perkins on Lehigh Street, I'm WFMZ meteorologist Mark Shanaberger. Back inside to you guys.
Thanks, you, Mark. Crews from the Department of Transportation have been working around the clock, treating the roads and getting them ready for travel.
PennDOT spokesman Ron Young is joining us on the phone now with the latest on the efforts. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning, Eve and Jaciel.
How are you this morning? Tell us a little bit about when this operation got started, Ron. I know you guys always get a jump start.
Yeah, yesterday morning we were pre-treating most of the roads with liquid salt brine solution, and then last night we had full crews on overnight. And this morning, as your reporters have been saying, there are some conditions out there that people need to take extra time and take extra caution with. It's still coming down pretty quickly, and it's changing over to sleet or freezing rain, so it's going to be a little while until we have bare pavement, but even then, there's still going to be some icy spots. So for the rush hour this morning, people need to use extra caution and give themselves a lot of extra time. There will be some snow and slush-covered roads.
Speaking of bare pavement, Ron, this snowstorm, it was a little different than the last one where you didn't see too much bare pavement. Is it just the nature of this particular storm?
Yes, it's coming down very heavy, and it's coming down consistently over a long period of time, so we'll keep plowing and keep salting, but people need to keep in mind that when they come out this morning, they may not be seeing bare roads, and they need to use extra caution. And I saw on your TV broadcast you have a lot of schools and other things either delaying or closing, and that's good to see because that'll minimize the amount of traffic on the roads.
And give us an idea, Ron, what's going out there right now? What are crews working to do at this hour?
Well, right now they're plowing snow off of the road and laying down salt, and that's what we'll continue to do through the morning. Once it changes over completely to freezing rain or rain, and we get the snow plowed off the road, then we'll switch to strictly salt.
All right, Ron Young, thank you for joining us from PennDOT.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Ron.